Welcome to another Driven Catalyst live stream. I'm Riley, and today we're going to do some graphic design. So, I've decided to take on a little passion project today for the live stream because let me give you some background. So, my office is in an office building. We have a suite in the office building. I talk a lot about how I'm kind of like the office latchkey kid is what I call myself, because there are a lot of times where I am in my office suite and a lot of my coworkers are elsewhere. I want to lead with, I am very, very grateful for my coworkers, love the vibes, and I do think wonderful, enduring friendships can exist between people of all ages and genders. That being said, I would be lying if I said that a little bit sometimes as a 24-year-old girl, I wish I had some work friends that were also 24-year-old girls. Hey, any age really. So that leaves a yearning in my heart. But at the end of the day, we don't have control over that in life. We don't have control over many things in life. And it's something that just falls by the wayside of my heart and imagination. You know, it's really not a big deal at all. And I really, once again, do enjoy my coworkers and love our interactions. And I do consider them to be my work friends. That being said, a lot of my real life friends are in the service industry, or they have jobs such that they pretty actively collaborate and interact with coworkers. And so I will hear a lot of stories and think, wow, that sounds so cool and lovely. And work is cool and lovely in a different way here. So, all of that being said, the environment is such that there are people in the hallways that I see on my way in and out of work every day. Sometimes we'll ride up together in the elevator. And most of the time, it's like, if they're my age, they're tech guys, which cool. Slay. We have fine chit chat in the elevator, or there are a lot of women that are like my mom's age, maybe a little bit younger, also a little bit older, like kind of that range, and they're all super sweet. They can chat. Love them, right? Well, earlier this week, I was walking into the office building and there were two girls like my age in business attire. So immediately I'm like, okay, you're not here for like an appointment or something. You work here. We work here. We work in the same office building. And so all of a sudden it was like, hello, work friends doesn't necessarily have to mean work friends. It can just be maybe we work in the same office building. We see each other from time to time, because let me tell you, if we were able to start a little friendship, then maybe on lunch breaks we could visit each other. And I think that would be beautiful. So today, we're going to graphic design a poster to hang in the elevator, soliciting friendship. If you're my boss and you're watching this, don't worry, I'm not really going to hang it up. If you're a viewer and you're watching this, oh yeah, we're hanging this up. I'm going to make friends. And if you're watching this wondering, like, literally, why do you even care? Like, why do you want to be friends with people that work in your office building? Like, what difference does that make? Going to work is for working. You are right. You got me there. But it's Thursday. It's time for a live stream. And we got content to make. You know? And I know that's right. So let me set up, I'm going to screen share so y'all can see what I'm making. I'm thinking we're going to go with a ransom note style aesthetic. Nothing says please be my friend. I'm super duper normal and well adjusted. And also I know where you work. Like a ransom note style aesthetic. So let me find Adobe Photoshop and do you hear that? Someone's laughing. Okay. Let me go ahead and shift everything over so you can see what I'm working on. And transition. Okay, cool. Okay. I haven't exactly thought through how I'm going to achieve this ransom note style aesthetic, other than I'm pretty sure the other day I was using Adobe Stock and found some that were fun. So we're looking for a crossover between a wanted poster and a ransom letter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the ransom notes are usually made up of cut and pasted little letters from miscellaneous print assets. I mean, I'm sure most people know what I'm talking about, but in the off chance you don't, just wait and see. And then a wanted poster, like I'm thinking like the classic Western style look. Images, ransom note. I also know what you're thinking. How are you going to be friends with these people? And if you're planning on being friends with these people, like, why are you making a sign? Like, you said you just saw them the other day in the hallway. And to that I say, yeah, kind of just the moment passed, and now we're doing a live stream. So we're going to make a poster. This isn't like the most efficient way or frankly even logical approach to anything. Like this is basically we're just vibing, you know? And I pray that you accept that. Okay, I found two that I'm gonna use. There's some colorful little ransom note letters. Oh, you know what? I think it actually maybe would be more interesting, and we do have the time, if I just tried to sort of DIY that style. Maybe that was silly of me to even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making like weird shapes. And please practice patience with me, because I would say this is not my home park. You know what? It's not my home park design tool. Let me use my home park design tool. So I'm gonna come in and open up an Illustrator file and do it in Illustrator instead. I kind of just get the hang of using Photoshop so much right now for thumbnails and stuff that, silly me, I kind of didn't think about the fact that I should just be doing this in Illustrator, because I prefer Illustrator. So let me switch back and I'll get that set up so I can screen share Illustrator, and that way it'll be way quicker and easier for me to DIY this ransom note style. Because I initially did think too, like, okay, I'm maybe doing like a photo, like a wanted photo type thing. So then that just made more sense. I know I don't have a way to see chat. I haven't figured that out yet in this live stream software I use. But if you are watching this after the fact, or you're watching it currently, I will see the comment after the fact. Has anyone listened to the new Lorde song yet? Once again, it's one of those funny things where, like, I'm asking you if you have seen this major pop culture thing, and the odds are higher that you have seen that major pop culture thing than they are that you are watching this live stream. So it always feels a little bit funny for me to be like, does anyone here know what Star Wars is? It's like, yeah, lightning just struck such that you are watching my live stream here today. I'm sure you know what Star Wars is. That being said, should we talk about the new Lorde song? I don't have much to say other than I like it. Things have been different for a while. You know what I mean? I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons, or whatever it is from Dragon Tales. I wish that we were doing more melodrama, pure heroine type vibes. I feel like I do like solar power, but I feel like I can already tell that this is more solar power leaning, which makes sense because it's her more recent work, but I do miss that vibe. And it's not like what she's creating is too different from that, but I was listening to Buzzcut Season on the way to work today, right after listening to, what is it called? What Was That? And I was struck by how abstract the lyrics are, or how, abstract I think is the right word to use, or it's what I mean. The lyrics are so abstract, whereas I feel like for solar power, we just started doing something different. I guess what I'm really trying to get at too is that I feel like we stopped doing like an extended metaphor type thing. Like, I feel like what's so phenomenal about melodrama and pure heroine is that it's like very clearly has to be like extended metaphor, right? Or in order for it to be relatable, we do just operate on the basis that, okay, this is like an extended metaphor, right? They'll hang us at the Louvre down the back, but who cares? Still the Louvre, right? Like, they're not really hanging her at the, you know what I mean? Whereas then, like, when we do kind of references like that in solar power, it's more like Helen of Troy, which I like. I like stuff that has historical significance and references to literature and other stuff. But I just do prefer like the weird extended I say weird, the extended metaphor, but I guess that's, I don't know. I'm all over the place in my talking because I didn't really plan to talk about this today. I'm kind of just being chit-chatty while I do stuff. But one second. Trying to like, there's You Buy Me Orange Juice, we're getting good at this. Like, for sure there's a lot of literal lyricism in pure heroine and melodrama too, but I just feel like I kind of miss Like You Lit Your Head on Fire, We Cut Our Teeth on Wedding Rings. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Something about, which obviously there is still in this new song. There's a great deal of that too. Like, some of it, I don't know. Some of it is just, I'm having a hard time right now. And maybe that's just because I can't really relate to some of the substance use related lyricism. Which is, it's not to say that music hasn't always been like that. You know what I mean? Like, music is just kind of like that sometimes. So who am I? But I will say, oh, it was eerie. Someone posted I guess it must have been an email that Lorde sent out to the mailing list, like in 2023, and I was reading it, and people were posting it on Twitter saying like, oh, like this is kind of like the era, I guess, that she was writing this new album, whatever it's going to be like, in. And it was just like actually a little bit uncanny, some of the things that she was talking about dealing with, that I feel like I, at that very same time, was kind of sorting through in my personal life. And I feel like kind of a lot of people feel that way about Lorde, where it's like the albums that were coming up. And I think that's maybe why Solar Power flopped. I say flopped. Solar Power wasn't like as beloved online, I feel like, as Pure Heroine and Melodrama. I think it's because it's like this, because it came out during the height of COVID, pretty much. And it's just like such a like spiritual awakening, beachy album. And I don't know that that's where we were in life at that time. I certainly was not. So, but yeah, I feel like everyone's always like, oh yeah, it's like crazy how Lorde understands just like exactly what we needed. I feel like that was like the reception of Pure Heroine and Melodrama. And I feel like people who like aren't even like huge music listeners, like I have a lot of friends that like music, but for the vibe more than anything. But I feel like they become lyric listeners with Lorde. Or just at least talk about how like, oh my gosh, yeah, like this album is so, it's exactly what I needed. You know what I mean? I feel like people start talking that way about Lorde music specifically. And so I'm not surprised that I had that moment, but it was just a little eerie. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I had read this email when it got sent out. I probably would have been floored to find out that there were other people feeling the way I was feeling. Not that I was dumb enough to believe that I was the only person in the world feeling the way I was feeling at the time, but you know, sometimes it can just be weird. So I'm going to put that one together. Okay. So I made these little colorful letter cutouts, and then they're each going to basically get their own little font. So we'll start out with a W, serif, and we'll go blue. And we're gonna create outlines. Do I really want to do that? Because I want to take... Yeah, so this is when Photoshop would be kind of more ideal, because I want to take the edges and warp them. And there's definitely a way to warp it in Illustrator. It's just easier. It's more intuitive to me in Photoshop. We'll do a little A. Cute. And we'll do, what if we did like a chartreuse? No, that's too close to everything else going on. What if we did like a dusty sort of rose color? That's cute. Okay. WA. And then I think that block looks good. Good enough. Like I don't think I need to warp it or anything. We'll do a big N. I say we go cursive with this one. Okay, so I like this classic script, but it's way too italicized. Does that make sense? Well, yeah, it does make sense. It's too italicized for what I want. Crispo would work, but still I feel like it's a bit more italicized than I'd like. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do more of a typewriter thing. Yeah, I like that. And frankly, I like the black too. Okay, and then maybe we'll do a script T. That's cute. Yeah, and we'll make this, so it's going on purple. What if we did a yellow? Yes, I like that. Okay, so we're doing a different yellow, but still, I think it looks cute. So, wanted. We'll do a little E, because it's time for a lowercase letter. And I think we'll do blocky sans serif. Yes, I like impact. I guess this is Anton, but it looks sort of impact. And what if we did like a olivey green? Cute. And then I need another little rectangle thing. Weird shape. And I think I'll go in and do like a peachy pink color. Cute. Yeah. Do we like that? Wanted. Let's do this one. Sort of a weird font. I like it though. Actually, this is a tall letter, and so then doing such a wide letter next to it kind of feels off to me. And like, of course, this whole thing is off. It's like a That's like the point, but I think it's often the wrong way, if that makes sense. And then let me do, we're doing a lot of darker, we've done a lot of the outside color being darker. Let's do one where it's lighter. So I guess I'll do like a pale, pale. You know what? Okay, I lied. We're gonna do darker. Okay. And now I'm grouping these. And then now we can just sort of like put them together, overlap them as we please. I'm gonna go in and add a bit of a drop shadow too. Cool. And then let me turn down the opacity to like 20. There we go. I think that's cute. Wanted. And then I'll say something like work friend or office friend. One second. Okay, now I'm gonna take a picture. Okay, wait, I'm gonna like, yeah, that's the pose. Oh, hold on, let me use Photo Booth. I don't know what I'm thinking. Let me get further back though. So obviously I'm doing, let's retake that. Looks like I'm, okay, pretty good. I'm gonna open this really quick with Photoshop and remove the background just because it's easy. I think I'm gonna make it black and white too for this style. Select subject, copy, paste, delete that, and then filter. Pretty sure there's a black and white. What we could do, we can stylize it. Should we do oil paint? Let's just be crazy. No. Okay, I tried oil painting, but it didn't look right. Sorry, I'm doing this all out of view for y'all. Let me erase that. There's like hairline. My hairline is not clean. So I'm just gonna smooth it out. And then let me add a little bit more exposure. And then offset to make it look kind of laser printed. Wait, and then like let's merge visible over here. Okay, and then we'll copy it. And you should be able to just paste it. Nope. Edit, copy, edit. Oh, geez. There's a way to do it. I have done it. I'm just going to... Man, I just like rapid fire name things when I save them to my desktop sometimes. I just named that picture dumb. Okay. Then drag it in. We'll crop it. And then I think I'll do, so I'll diversify things. Let's say a work friend. A work day. Wanted an office friend. And then here we'll do something. Okay. So I'm going to be silly. And we're going to do a path. And we're going to do type on a path. And so it'll arch over my head. Because I think that'll be funny and cute. And it kind of fits this begging hands per hand motif. A friend at the office. And then we're gonna make it bigger. Okay, wait. So I want it to arc. This is tricky. I want it to arc under. So wait, actually let me bend like that. Yeah. There we go. The world is your oyster when you know how to design. She says while she moves anchor points around and they look wonky. Sure feels like the world is my oyster. Can't put a finger on why. There. That looks cute though. Don't get me wrong. This is stupid. But it's funny and kitschy and kind of iconic. A friend at the office. And then what if we made it yellow? Boom. Or what if we made it... Yeah. Since the pink is centered up here, or it's a central color, I think I'm going to do that instead. And then we'll add drop shadow to that too. And then I think it's fun. Okay. Now I'm going to lock this because it's in my way and it's annoying. There's other ways around it, but I just don't want to deal with it right now. And then these three, I'm going to not tell you what suite number we are. But in theory, that's what this is. So we'll do this. I'm just doing little pound signs, hashtags, tic-tac-toes, whatever you want to call them. The number symbol. To sort of mock up graphically what we're doing here. And then we could put all sorts of other text, but I am running out of time, so I'm trying to be quick. But yeah. So in my mind, we put like the suite number, and then if you think our innies would get along, call I actually like the idea of like a career type. Yeah. There. If you think our innies would get along, call blank, and we'll do call Ghostbusters. XXX, XXX, XXXX. Or stop by suite. And then it's got the number. We'll pull all this down. And then I feel like I should add context. In my mind, it's, okay, sincerely, a girl with very busy, smart, introverted, mostly introverted, mostly male coworkers. Very busy, smart, mostly introverted, mostly male coworkers. And we'll leave it at that. I'm going to delete that. That's not real. But cute, fun. If you didn't know how to do little ransom note letters, now you know. Thank you for tuning in. I am looking off to the side because I need to regain control of my live stream window. I hope you liked my desperate plea for office friendship. And hey, if you're watching this and you're one of those two girls that's my age that I saw walk into the office building and into your office suite earlier this week, this is Kismet. It's meant to be. We could be friends. We could do like a little picnic lunch outside at the picnic tables across the way sometime, or really just live in peace knowing that if all else fails, there is another 24-year-old girl in the building at any given time. It really doesn't matter, y'all. I know. I'm just being stupid and silly. But now we have great graphic design to back it up. You can be stupid and silly if you do good graphic design, I think. And I'm not saying this is groundbreaking, but I am saying it's kind of cute. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow for Fun Friday, New Music Friday. Please tune in. I'm not sure yet what we're going to be listening to, but it will be great, and I will have perfect thoughts about whatever it is. Goodbye, and thank you.